Picture it. The final bell has rung and you are out of school for your long summer break. For millions of children across the world, this means heading to a summer camp, where they'll sing songs round the fire, make lifelong friends, and experience the best puberty has to offer. So who facilitates all this? Who runs the activities while breaking up some serious PDA? And who are the valiant warriors who sacrifice themselves in waking up teenage boys at 7 a.m. because it's time to tie-dye? Welcome to Out of the Office Episode 3. Now today we're actually joined by one of my good friends, Emily, and Emily works as a summer camp counsellor. So if you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about that.
Hi, I'm Emily, as Ellie's already said. Hi Ellie. So I've spent the past 4 years in between studying English literature, working at summer camps, in different summer camps, one in Scotland, Camp Cooper, and one in Germany, Camp Adventure, as a camp director and camp counsellor.
What does the job entail?
Okay, so it's quite a full-on job. You work from around 7:30ish till 12 o'clock at night, and a bit longer even if matters arise, or if you want to socialise with the other counsellors, you stay up a bit longer than that.
So our next question, and I think this does suit you quite a bit, is does working as a camp counsellor involve moving around a lot?
Yeah, so I'm from Germany. It involves going wherever the camp is, obviously, so you will be uprooting, packing a massive bag and moving. Well, for me it was to Scotland for 2 months, or to northern Germany, which is also like 6 hours away from where I live. So it does involve a lot of moving around, but it's so worth it.
How do you cope with the long hours, and do you tend to find yourself overworked while being a camp counsellor?
Well, the thing is that the good thing about camp is that it's a limited amount of time in the year, so it's not, obviously if it was a job that's just every day, all year, people wouldn't be able to deal with that. But because you always have in the back of your mind, this is only for this amount of time, you can kind of compartmentalize how tired you are and just move everything back to, okay, I'll sleep when this is over. So, I don't know, yeah, it is a lot of work and it's difficult to deal with at times, but the good thing is that everyone's going through it with you.
You mentioned that you've worked at Camp Cooper and Camp Adventure. What I want to know, Emily, is how do camps tend to differ?
How they used to describe it at Camp Adventure, which I thought was quite accurate, is there's normal, like, outdoorsy adventure camps, and then there's Barbie camps. And Barbie camps are like where you get a bed and an ensuite bathroom, and it's like Hogwarts. It's very posh. Hogwarts, but with camp and singing and weird people. But
quick disclaimer. Quick disclaimer. Me and Emily were not part of a cult. I'm aware that we every day danced around a tree and sang chants, but I'm just giving the viewers that peace of mind. We weren't in a cult. Don't worry. That's season 2.
Take that out of context. It sounds so weird. Like we danced around a tree. We did do that. That's very strange. Yeah. So it was kind of like Hogwarts, whereas Camp Adventure was a lot more adventure-y. Yeah. So it was based a lot more on outdoor adventure, hiking, making fires. Everyone slept in tents. Some people for 2 months. It's an experience. Like mostly cold showers. Just like a lot of survival-y kind of stuff, which is also really amazing. Like there's just so many sides to what camp can do.
Okay, so our next question, which I'm very excited about, is what is your favourite camp game? And if you have any kind of round the fire games, quick fire games that you could show us.
Yeah, my favourite camp game is going to have to be Capture the Flag or Capture the Lantern, depending on the camp. Mm-hmm. It's so fun.
Do you have any that you want to show us? Maybe like, I'm just off the top of my head, what about the fly game?
The fly game, yes, I can show you the fly game. So I'm going to do something and you have to guess what the rule of that something is that I'm doing. So I'm going to kill some flies and you need to tell me how many flies I killed. How many?
Okay, so I know the answer, but I'm not going to give it away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the viewers at home to comment down below what they think the answer was. So, Ellie, not me Ellie, a different Ellie, would like to know, do you ever get homesick and how do you manage it?
I had at Camp Cooper, I had a playlist on my phone of German songs, which I used to listen to, and it used to scare my friends. But like, also you have to realize that you are going to be going home after 2 months, so it's not really worth being homesick, because when you go home from camp, you're just going to miss camp. So what's the use of being homesick if you could just be enjoying the experience?
Our next question comes from Cameron, and he wants to know, is it hard when kids tell you about their personal lives from home? For example, if they spoke about bullying at school and you couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, well, obviously not all of it is sunshine and rainbows, and you have to realise with kids you have a responsibility to listen and to be there for them, and to maybe give them something that they don't have at home, like support system and just someone who wants to help. It's difficult to have to deal with that as a camp counsellor, and especially because you're not, like, obviously you're trained at the beginning, but it's a completely different issue when you're confronted with that child that needs your help.
No worries. Well, we like to end here at Out of the Office on one question and one question only. I'm going to put you on the spot here, Emily. If you were a camp director again, would you hire me?
Obviously, yes.
See, I knew I could count on you.
Yeah, why would I not?
Well, thank you so much, Emily, for joining us. I feel like even though we were there together in our camp counsellor glory, I feel like I have learned a lot more about the camps that exist outside of Camp Cooper. So thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll get out to Germany as soon as I can, I promise.
Please do. I'm vaccinated, so you can come.
Incredible. See you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Out of the Office. If you feel like you want to, it would be great if you could leave a like, and if you want to submit a question or yourself for a future episode, our comments are open. Down there, the subscribe button is really close by, so you may as well click. You can find us on our social medias. We are Out of the Office Productions on pretty much everything. We have a podcast. We are going to have a podcast, so any episode that was on screen, on video, on the YouTube channel will be turned into a podcast episode as well if you'd like to hear an extended version of the interview. But I think that's everything.